How's it going, guys? I'm coming back at you with another match I had against somebody completely random. I know no context other than their in-game trainer name. I turned on the internet on my DS in order to be able to trade with somebody, and then I just got a challenge out of nowhere. They were like, hey, single battle, just regular, no restrictions kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay, crap, it's going to be noob or something like that. So I'll just toss some things together, you know, hopefully it might be fun, which is what I end up doing. Anytime I get a challenge, I try to accept it on Passerby, just so that way it makes things interesting. Who knows, you might get a good one like the one I did against this girl. This is the second match we had of two, because I honestly didn't think she was going to give me a rematch. The first one, she got belly jetted by my Azumarill, so I just brought some things that were a little bit easier to see if she would bring the exact same things. She did more or less. She ditched a couple of things, but I switched out a couple of things as well. So, I do not like the lead matchup. I'm using Chat Top because Chatter and Boom Burst are things that it gets. Chatter being of noteworthy mention because it did get buffed to 100% Confusion, which gives you an excellent opportunity to set up a sub nasty plot, or at least force switches to be able to do so, which is why I kind of wanted to try it today. So, I'm going to go into my Metagross. I still haven't re-EV'd it. It is just Assault Vest with max attack and max speed. I do mean to put HP on it instead because it would take hits a lot better. And then it turns out my opponent's running a Rocky Helmet Slowbro. This comes into play a little bit later, how I want to play around it. But for now, I'm realizing that my Heliolisk, which I actually happened to EV very recently, we haven't seen this guy on my channel yet, is an excellent switch into this thing. It doesn't take any damage from Scald. The Slowbro variants that do run Thunder Wave, it is not affected by that either. And it's just a good scenario to be in against it. So I'm going to go for a Focus Blast, actually predicting Excadrill. I nailed it on Blissey, which, hey, you know, I get a Silver Star for trying, but it's not going to do a lot to Blissey. So I decided I'm going to get out of there. Decide to go into my Klefki. It's something I'm going to keep bringing for a while because I do like the idea of priority screens and support stuff. I might switch it up to Meowstic as soon as I breed one of those guys. But hey, you know, for now, I'm enjoying Klefki's typing and everything else that comes with it. So I'm going to set up a light screen. I honestly was not expecting the Flamethrower, but hey, Blissey sometimes like to do this for Ferrothorn and for Scizor. If you guys have been around long enough on my channel, you know that I did that with the Blissey once on a specific team. But I just wasn't expecting to take one right there. So I'm going to set up some spikes, knowing that there's an Excadrill, and the potential for it to Rapid Spin is fine. She brought a Spinner, sort of. I'm air quoting right now because she brought a Mandibuzz. So she has balanced teams. I just don't know how she plays, and it's just an excellent opportunity for me to just actually try to get back into Gen 6 because I haven't done any Showdown or anything like that, and I'm just trying to operate with new mechanics, new everything going on, but some of it is still just the same old bullshit. Slowbro Blissey Core, while not seen that often, it is a thing that exists, and it's a pain in the ass to break through. But I do have something on my team that is an excellent answer for it, but we'll deal with that later. So for now, same old switch. Decide to go back into my my Heliolisk, and then she decides to maybe predict my sub because she saw this. She saw the Klefki from last game. So knowing that I'm going to be slower after Sticky Web, I decide to switch out. I don't want to deal with that, and I'm going to go straight into my Chat Top because the Earthquake is obvious, super obvious. She's already seen it, but might as well, whatever. So, get to go for a Chatter on this one, and then it turns out, you know, 100% Confusion kicks in, and she hurts herself, which is absolutely what I'm counting on. It does rely a little bit on coin flips, and look at Chatot tail! He is bobbing it in time. His tail is a metronome, and his head is a music note. Game Freak, another excellent example of the stuff you have at work. So she decides to go for a Rapid Spin as opposed to like a Stone Edge or something like that. I'm glad I don't have any other hazards on the field other than Sticky Web, because I totally realized I have a Charizard no Spinner. That is just like 11-year-old mode, and I don't know why I did that. But I'm going to go for a Nasty Plot from behind the sub, and I should just be able to Chatter the Blissey and on paper set up as much as I want. It turns out that I forgot items on a really big portion of my team. So if you're wondering why I'm not getting Leftovers recovery or you're not seeing Life Orb damage, that's because I just straight up took this thing out of my box and forgot to put an item on it and just brought it in. So I think this and like one other thing on my team doesn't even have an item, so I find that to be really funny. But for now, Chatot's doing just fine. I'm at +2. Went for a +2 Chatter. And I think I ended up going for a Nasty Plot right here, just trying to be a little bit greedy, I guess, knowing that Blissey could have a pretty good chance of hitting itself. And she switches out to Chandelure. So I'm like, okay, if it's not Scarfed, I think I can handle this because Boom Burst won't affect it, but Chatter will. I'm at +4. It's a base 65 power move before stab. I might as well try it. If it doesn't KO it, then I'm probably going to hang up Chatot forever. But turns out KOs it at +4, and look at that, Chatot actually gets a kill. How beautiful is that? But Chatot's kill is more important than you guys are actually realizing right now. Because if we look at everything else on her team, and we look at something else we had on my team preview, you guys might get to see me switch it in, I think, maybe once before, but it is a surprisingly obvious thing that I have opened the gate for, so you guys will see that in a little bit. Right here, I left this in as fodder. That was my only explanation for that. I wanted to safe switch into my Charizard. I know I did lose a valuable check for... Yeah, I would say check. I was going to say, is that the right terminology? But yeah, it switches in very freely to Slowbro. While it's not a direct counter, it does force it out a lot. So I did lose a pretty solid check to Slowbro, but I did want to bring in my Charizard freely just to be able to take out the Excadrill and ironically make it so my Heliolisk was able to Volt Switch safely. But I don't really get that opportunity, so I tried to make a full circle, but I broke part of the circle to complete the circle, which is really stupid. Does it make sense in your head what I'm trying to do here? It's really dumb, but I didn't really have a mission goal in mind for this game yet. I figured, you know what, I'm going to DD because this Slowbro is really not that threatening to me at all. If for whatever reason decides to go for Ice Beam, possibly predicting, I honestly don't know what else, but at the suggestion of Dangerous 36M, aka Rick, I have switched over to a dual stab set with Roost, and it does prove to be a little bit valuable right now. The Scald is doing a little bit more than I would like it to, and I'm not entirely sure why. I guess I'm probably underestimating Slowbro / overestimating Charizard / underestimating Scald. It's a very good combination of those three. I just thought it would take a little bit because I am a Mega Evolution and whatnot. But hey, I can't get burned. I can't truly get frozen because if the Ice Beam does free me, I can thaw using Flare Blitz. I'm at like +1 or +2. I hadn't seen a status move yet. I should have suspected Toxic, but I hadn't seen T-Wave yet. So I was like, I wonder if it's just like Calm Mind, Slack Off, Dual Stab, and just like no status. But whatever, decided to go for it. So I think that's a +2 Dragon Claw. Almost knocks out what I'm assuming is a fully physically defensive Slowbro. I don't know why there would be a Rocky Helmet on it otherwise, but any other Pokemon probably would have taken it out. But it turns out my Charizard unfortunately goes down in the light of duty to a Slowho, which kind of sucks. But open up the floodgates because here comes this Breloom that a friend of mine by the name of Doused has gifted me. It turns out to be a Jolly Technician dual stab thing, so it's the Spore Subseed, Bullet Seed, Mach Punch thing. Y'all already know how that works. Something's gonna get put to sleep. I think it should have been Slowbro, but that's honestly fine too, because once I take this thing out, I am... Actually, you know what? We're not technically playing by Smogon rules because the random challenger, I could put her entire team to sleep if I want to, but I've been operating by morals for 5 years, so I will just consider this my one thing on the opponent's team that is put to sleep. So the reason I went for Bullet Seed is because both of my hits are resisted, but I do have the chance to get more than 2. Although I only got 2, I'm pretty sure that a Mach Punch will be able to follow as a 1-2 when you look at it on paper, because they would go first, then I would go second, then I would go first on the next turn and connect before it wakes up, is what I was trying to accomplish there. And then this is probably the #1 funniest thing on Wi-Fi that happens to me all the time. I'll challenge random people, and they will use their Mega to die. It just dies in one shot every time. I don't know what that Kangaskhan was hoping to accomplish there. Possibly live a Mach Punch, not at +2. I don't think so. I'm not even Life Orb, so I don't know what the deal is here. But I'm going to go for Spore because I don't have an item. I'm honestly kind of doubting whether or not Bullet Seed's going to be able to take it out. I'm just overestimating Slowbro at this point because of how well it took on Charizard. But I'm going to switch, and notice that the one solid check for Breloom, the one solid switch in that it has, is gone. That was Chandelure, which got taken out by Chatot. So although Chatot only took out one Pokemon, it opened up the gateway for Breloom to take the other 5. So we have our clear-cut MVPs, and I don't know why I'm still talking at this point, because this is a clean-cut Breloom sweep. I figured I had to work for this one as opposed to the Azumarill one, where she missed a high jump kick on my Azumarill. And I just belly drummed and went to town. So this is a little bit different. Just trying to play around it. It's not working out too well. And then I think all she has at this point is a Blissey, which is, of course, going to die to a Mach Punch. And that's going to be the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I might actually start challenging a lot of passerbys a lot more often just to try to get matches like this because this is a lot of fun. I don't know if this is in the minority, but it's definitely something I'd like to do more of in the future. Just completely random shit like this. I barely even used Metagross this game. So sad. I'll fix that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, though, you can leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. By the time you guys are watching this right now, I'll probably be at this month's Game Clux tournament, so I will definitely have a lot more games from that as soon as I get back from that, / for next week, and we'll just kind of roll from there. So, steady content, chugging along. I'll see you guys later.